Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Pacific414 episode reviews. I am your host, Mike, and in this episode, I'm going to be reviewing the fourth episode of WandaVision's first season. We interrupt this program to bring you a special news bulletin. Okay, I know, we interrupt this program. But this episode begins inside a hospital. In particular, the hospital room of Maria Rambeau and her daughter, Monica, rematerializes from dust. Why is this happening? Well, for anyone who saw Endgame, you know that Tony Stark, with the Infinity Gauntlet that was reconstructed and all the Infinity Stones placed into it, snapped his fingers to reverse Thanos' snap from Infinity War, and it ended up costing Tony Stark his life, but it brought back all of those who had been missing for 5 years in the MCU. But we learned that Maria Rambeau had surgery to remove cancer from her body. Unfortunately, that cancer came back during the 5 year period, and 2 years after Monica disappeared, 3 years before she reappeared, Maria Rambeau succumbed to cancer. And we see Monica later show up at s.w.o.r.d headquarters trying to enter the building using her badge. Unfortunately, the system no longer recognizes her badge. Why? Because she's been missing for 5 years, along with everybody else who disappeared after the snap. Luckily, the new head of s.w.o.r.d, after Maria Rambeau passed away, recognizes Monica and begins briefing her on what happened after everybody disappeared and how long it's been since we last saw Maria in the hospital, which at that point it's been 3 weeks. And we learn that Monica is grounded from extraterrestrial missions. She needs to stay at Earth. And one of the reasons why she needs to stay is because there's a mystery in New Jersey. And that mystery is the town of Westview, a town that nobody has neither seen nor heard of before. So Monica goes to Westview, New Jersey. We're reintroduced to FBI agent Wu, and he gives her a brief rundown, along with two deputies, about this town just all of a sudden showing up. Everybody has been unaware of this town, and of course there's speculation that, well, maybe something's happened to their minds, and that's why they don't particularly remember this town ever existing. Nope. No, there's a strange energy field emanating in front of the town, and this energy field ends up sucking in Monica Rambeau after she sent a drone into this energy field to try to gather more data on it. That drone ends up being that toy helicopter that we see in the second episode of the series, where Agnes and Wanda were going to the little club with Dottie and the other housewives, and there's a connection there because we find out that it was FBI agent Wu who was on the other end asking Monica, "Who's doing this to you?" And we're also reintroduced to the character of Darcy from Thor, once again played by Kat Denning from Two Broke Girls, and the character is what the character is. Snarky, smart ass. She, belittles anybody below her, and honestly, I don't particularly care for those kinds of characters, but that's just me. You might like those kind of characters, and that's just fine. But anyway, she starts talking about the signal itself, and that in order to get a clear image from the signal, she needs an old TV. Not a flat screen TV, but an old box CRTV, tube TV, the kind that we used some 20 years ago. Hard to believe that just 20 years ago we were still using, you know, box TVs, but hey, technology. But anyways, they start getting these TVs. They start seeing episodes 1, episodes 2, episodes 3, and through further research while watching these episodes, we find out that the people that appear in these episodes are actual people who were brought into this world. And we all know that this world has been created by Wanda because we know that Vision's dead. He was killed in Infinity War when Thanos took the Mind Stone, and we even see a reference to that at one point when it references episode 3, and Wanda's inside the house and Vision comes inside the house, and we see dead Vision for a few seconds. And also, we see that some of the glitches that we've seen in the episodes are referred to as edits because we all suspect that Wanda is starting to lose control of this world, and anything that would get out to the outside world as to what's actually going on is taken out to try to cover everything. You remember that beekeeper? Well, he was an agent sent into the sewer system to try to get into the town via the sewer lines. But that energy field that is preventing some people from entering actually penetrates the streets and into the sewer system. And that's how this particular agent goes from wearing a hazmat suit to wearing a beekeeper outfit. And the symbol on the back of the beekeeper outfit is the sword symbol. I did not know that before. I've read comics, but obviously I didn't retain too much of a memory as to what was happening in the comics. But then again, I did read them at a young age, and then I stopped reading them. And of course, the necklace that Geraldine slash Monica Rambeau was wearing, that was also the sword symbol. And we come to learn that Wanda, suspecting that Monica knew who she was, sent her out of Westview after the fact. Of course, we all know that because we all saw what happened at the end of episode 3. And overall, this movie, well, it is kind of a movie. It's not really a movie. It's really just 30-minute episodes, 20-minute episodes. One long movie just broke it into pieces. But anyways, this series goes to show that, there's an overall deeper connection to the overall MCU. There's been rumors going about that it could possibly lead to the next Spider-Man film, or possibly lead to Doctor Strange and the multiverse. We shall wait and see, unless it's confirmed later on. But, again, this starts, sewing together, weaving together the different connection points of the overall MCU, which is a good thing. Not that I had anything against this series doing, its 50s, 60s, 70s sitcom, you know, homages. I had nothing against that. But it's nice to see the overall MCU tied together. Even, the different commercials. Obviously, it tells you, it has told you since we started seeing those commercials that this reality isn't what it seems. Now, could this end up opening other realities? Of course, as we learned in Spider Man Far From Home, the snap opened different universes, the multiverse. So, obviously, other universes could come into existence because of everything that's going on, especially with someone like Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch, and her abilities, her powers. You know, she is the most powerful character in the MCU. And, Captain Marvel herself, Monica Rambeau. Yes, before Carol Danvers, Monica Rambeau was Captain Marvel. And, she's pretty good in her own right. Miss Marvel is good in her own right. There are plenty of female centric superheroes who are very good. And as long as what what's written in the comics is translated well onto film, they will continue to be good. It doesn't matter if the character is male or female. If the character is written well, you'll end up liking the character. That's how I've always felt. Yeah, the only kind of writing background I have is writing fan fiction for Star Trek and other science fiction series. So I can't really speak of writing, you know, actual scripted television or movies, but I can speak as someone who has written stories even outside of Star Trek. You know, how I like to develop characters. I like to, give them a good character arc where they start off one way and when they reach where they're supposed to reach, they're at their character's peak. And, good storytelling is about, giving, your characters something to strive for. And that's what those characters have. And, we will definitely, in my opinion, see Scarlet Witch, have an even bigger role in the MCU as far as I'm concerned. Because that's the way I see it going, that she'll have a bigger role. We'll learn more about her. And whether she becomes, a villain or remains a hero, well, that's up to the powers that be. And honestly, either way, you're still going to have a good character, especially if, there's care taken into writing that character. We already know that she's having a hard time because of Vision dying when Thanos took the Mind Stone. We already know she was having a hard time, especially her line at the end of Endgame when she confronted Thanos and said to him, "You took my love from me." So we already know she's in mourning, and anyone who's ever suffered the loss of a loved one, you know it takes time to heal. You do eventually heal, but it does take time. And for some people, they look for a way to escape. And in this series, we're seeing that Wanda is using this alternate reality as her means of escape. Now, I am hoping that this leads to a great payoff. Okay, I know I should probably expect a good payoff, but I want to see a great payoff. I want to see, it lead to something, to the overall MCU. I want to see it become another run on the ladder that you climb up to get to the next point. I know, Falcon and Winter Soldier was supposed to air before this, but obviously, due to the current situation with the pandemic, that changed things. So Disney went with what was already in the can, and hopefully between WandaVision and Falcon and Winter Soldier, more dots are connected as far as Phase 4 of the MCU is concerned. But overall, I did like this episode. Aside from the character of Darcy, like I said, I don't need to repeat it, but overall, it was a good episode, and I can't wait to see what happens in the remaining episodes. I believe that this is an 8 episode series or a 9 episode series, but we have episode 5 coming on Friday, so I will be giving you my reaction, review, overview, whatever you want to call it, on Friday on both the Twitch channel and the YouTube channel. And of course, those of you watching this video right now are watching it on the YouTube channel. And I really do appreciate that. I appreciate anyone who watches a video, even if it's only for a few moments. I appreciate that because it means a lot. But don't forget while you're here to hit that like button, share this video or any other video that's on the Pacific414 YouTube channel. And if you like what you see, whether it be Pacific414 episode reviews, Pacific414 movie review, yeah, I only have 2 of those up, but I also have gameplay views, gameplay videos, and I have WWE videos because when I first had this channel, before rushing and taking it down after I heard about Copa and thinking, oh great, I don't want to get fined, and you know just jumping at the gun and removing the channel. I had the wrestling videos up there before because they seemed to gain an audience, so I put them up there. I do have some other videos I want to put up there, but all in good time. Just like I want to do a movie review of The Big Lebowski. It's just going to take some time, and I will eventually get it up there. But I want to give you guys content that you'll enjoy and you'll come back to. And even during the baseball season, yeah, I know, not everybody's a Cub fan, but I will be continuing to do episodes of the box score where I give my reaction recap of the Cubs game of that day. And I'll try to do as many as I can this year for the 2021 season, because I know this is going off topic, but this is also just concerning the channel, that I will give my reaction recap to every Cub game, good, bad, the ugly. I'll praise them when they do good. I'll critique them when they do bad. And if the other team happens to do something, I'll acknowledge it because I may be a Cub fan first, but I'm also a baseball fan, and I will, give the other team props when it's well deserved. But like I said, I want to thank each and every one of you for stopping by the channel, watching all my videos, and liking videos and subscribing to the channel. And like I said, if you want, share this or any other video. I would greatly appreciate it, because I appreciate each and every one of you for stopping by and watching this. So, thank you for just letting me talk about what I felt about this episode, and I will see you all Friday. And as always, take care. Take care, and I will see you Friday on both the YouTube channel and Twitch. And that episode will be live. So until then.